It's not just I suggested it, it's my story, and I'll do it when I want. It's much more structured than that. In some cases, you're going to have like a bidding process where one person says, "Yeah, I can do that," and and that's the only story I can take. Is it's going to take me 2 weeks. And somebody else might say, "Oh no, no, no! I can do that and do another story because I think that story is only going to take me 1 week." And then another person comes along and says, "No, no, I can do that in 3 days. I think it's a 3 day story," and so on, right? Because the more stories that are done, there's going to be, more advancement on the team, right? More advancement in the project, right? So it depends. It depends on, as far as who's taking the story, it depends on who thinks they can do it a little better. Or in some cases, it will be whoever suggested it takes the story. In other cases, the team overall might have a cap of how many stories they can take on. They might say, or by the way, an individual can also have a cap, right? Because remember how we talked about estimation? If you are consistently wrong on your estimates, and your team knows this, then they might say, "Well, we usually give you the ability to take on 2 stories, but this time we're only taking the ability to take on 1 story," because they might really need that 1 story completed. Like they can't miss on that story, right? So you might have an individual cap on yourself, or the team might have a cap on how many stories it can take. So again, not trying to give you a master class on that, but I do want to make you aware that choosing stories it's an involved process. It's not just I suggested it, it's my story, and I'll do it when I want. It's much more structured than that. I want you to understand that picking stories is like a whole other ballgame, right? And that's okay. It's all part of agile planning. Don't take it personally if you don't get every story you want. It's just the way that you do agile. All right.